What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to show you how to prevent water from flooding your garage. As you can see here, they have slate on the ground, which also doesn't help the water facilitate into the ground at all because it is a hard surface just like pavers. So they tried to do something before to block it out, but it didn't work. They have, as you can see in here, it's damp in the back. This was built in like 1950, so it is old, but the concrete and everything is held up. There are some cracks in it. Water does facilitate up somewhat through it, but they said they were going to go ahead and fill those in afterwards after I'm done. This downspout is not attached, but they do have a pump station back here. So I'm going to do the French drain in the front, have the 2 catch basins there, 2 catch basins down the side, tie in this downspout, and we're going to tie it into this pump that they already have that works, and run this into the bottom there, so that way when the water does come, it all fills up, pumps, and pumps out to the street. And here we go. Now I've raked back the rock, so that way when I'm done with everything, I try to make it look like I've never been here the best way possible. Not all these stones are gone. And having a catch basin here in the corner, and on this corner, and then being gone, all the water that doesn't go into the catch basins will definitely be able to facilitate back into the ground easier. And over here, just got done ripping up all the hollow blocks. I'm gonna have another catch basin over here to help make sure that none of this builds up to go over there to go into the other catch basin. I'll have a catch basin over here, and then it'll tie into this downspout and into the pump station. And that way, the dirt also that I dig out of here, I'm going to berm up against the fence the best I can, so that way help keep all the neighbors' water and everything on their side. And time to dig. There we go. Got it all dug out now. As you can already see, being on the island, you gotta dig too deep before you hit water. All the groundwater facilitating up. As you can see, got everything sloping that way. Go on to the other side. Over here. Everything from the back corner. All the water coming all the way down to the pump station they already have set up in here. And then this way, I'll use a hole saw. I have a hole saw to be able to drill right through there. Have the pipe go straight in, so all the water, as it builds up, comes straight out into the pump station and pump out to the street. Now to pipe it all up. All right, now the first thing we do is we need to drill holes into the bottom of the catch basins. That way there is no standing water in them after the water is moved from the 4-inch hole. So you want to use a paddle bit. That way you'll make some decent holes into the bottom, so the water that goes into it and doesn't be able to force itself move, it will drain into the ground. And after you drill your catch basins, this is what it should look like. You have a couple holes in the bottom, so that way there will be no standing water at all, because that ends up being mosquito breeding grounds, and that's a no bueno. So make sure you drill enough holes to make sure there will be no water standing in the catch basins. And now before you start everything, you make sure you put a little bit of rock underneath where the catch basins are going to go. Then you put your piece of filter cloth on top of that, and your catch basin on top of that. That way the water facilitates down and it goes through. You don't have to worry about if the tides come in and everything and the water comes in from the ground and going up, that you don't want dirt and sand and everything else to start getting into the system and making it not work as efficiently. And then before you hook any of your pipe up, you want to make sure you use a coupling, because these are really tight. The pipe won't have to worry about the pipe coming off or anything. So you want to make sure everything flows exactly the direction you want it to go. Have your grate, and that's how that is. Now to pipe the rest of it all. And you want to continue the same process. Make sure you put a little bit of rock down. Put your piece of filter cloth over the rock. Put your catch basin in there, just like that. And as you can see, we are downhill to level. That is exactly what you want right there, because this is a gravity drain. You want when the water goes in, it builds up, go all the way around to this sump pump in the back. And you just continue doing the exact same thing. Put some rock down, put your piece of filter cloth down, put your catch basin on top of that. Make sure you hook it up nice and snug. Just like that. With the top. And here's a pro tip for all the DIYers out there. Make sure that as you're putting this in, you want to go ahead and make sure you're using a level to know that each and every piece that you put in is exactly how you want it. As you can see right here, we are downhill to level, because people may not realize it, but as you put the rock under the catch basin and you go ahead and put everything in, it could change the pitch of the pipe. It could come up a bit, and if it comes up and ends up being uphill, well, then it's not going to work properly. So please take your time, measure and level each piece out. That way you know 100% for sure that the system is going to work exactly how it was designed. And as we continue along, like I said before, you make sure you put your level on each and every piece. That way you know 100% you're going downhill to level. Just like that. Now you can see there's water down here. And that is because I need to kick that pump back on. Water hasn't raised to the height high enough to kick the pump on yet, as you can plainly see. And on the back of it, continue on doing the same thing. Make sure you put rock in. Obviously the water table's a little higher over in the back, but there is rock down there. Make sure put your filter cloth down. Always filter cloth, okay? Don't not use filter cloth. You want to use it because it's the best thing to keep everything clean. Make sure there's nothing in the pipe. Obviously this is a little harder with one hand. Nice and snug. Voila, just like that. So as you can see, since there's holes in the bottom, water came up through the catch basin, but this gives it the ability to drain back down in the ground when the tides are lower and when the ground isn't as saturated with water, because it did rain a little last night. Now to hook the downspout into all this, and then we'll have to drain this water to be able to drill into the sump pump they already have there and hook it all up. And this is what it looks like after you connect it all up. I used a directional tee to help manage the flow. So when the water comes down, it's going to come down, go all the way around to make it easier and faster to go to the pump. Plus, everything is downhill to level going this way anyway, so the water's not going to back up at all. And I have another catch basin there because they said water was coming from the neighbors' yards and stuff. So this way, this will help if anything tries to come in here, or just rainwater hitting the siding and shedding off and coming straight down to the foundation. It'll help if it builds up at all. It'll help it go into the catch basin and also facilitate to the sump pump. Now that we have all that piped up, I need to drain this water so that way I can see exactly where to put my 4-inch hole saw. And this is an example of how everything's going to work. All that water, as you can see, it's already starting to move. When I have the 4-inch hole there, it's obviously going to move a lot faster than this. And it all drains away because I have all this dark Downhill. Let it build up some more. Drain the rest of it over here, so that way I can drill this hole. So let's get to it. And here we go, is the finished product. As you can see, everything all the way to the back. Got it going. Still got it slightly downhill to level. And then right here at the end, where I drilled into the pump station, I made it so it's completely downhill. So all the water as it goes there, right here, it's gonna shoot into the pump station, make it faster to hurry up, activate the pump, and pump out to the street. And that is how it's done. Now I gotta backfill. All right, and this is how it works. Put the water over here. It goes down to the next one. Remember, there are holes in the bottom of these, so it's trying to drain at the same time. And you see it going over to this one. You can see the current flowing all the way down here. It's flowing into the next one. And you can see the current flowing really nicely here. And right now we're just waiting for this to build up a little bit more to kick this on and all drain away. Now the pipe is completely covered and the float should just be about to engage. That's exactly how it works. Another job well done by Jersey Shore Drainage Solutions. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until the next one.